The Galactic Assembly's grand chamber had never been quieter. Representatives from 47 species sat in perfect silence as Ambassador Zekthara of the Hegemony Coalition stepped forward to the central podium, her crystalline form refracting the chamber's ambient light into prismatic patterns across the walls. "Esteemed colleagues," she began, her voice carrying the weight of ceremony, "today marks the end of a dark chapter in galactic history. The species known as humanity has been officially classified as extinct. Their homeworld, Terra, shows no signs of technological activity. No human vessels have been detected in any monitored system for the past 50 cycles. The menace that once threatened our peaceful union has finally been eliminated." A collective exhale seemed to ripple through the assembly. The Valdorian ambassador's tentacles relaxed for the first time in decades. The keeper of the crystal worlds actually smiled, a rare sight that meant the living crystal beings felt true relief. "We can now proceed," Zekthara continued, "with the redistribution of former human territories. The resource-rich systems they once claimed through violence and expansion will be allocated to species more deserving of." The chamber's main communication array crackled to life, interrupting her speech with a wash of static. Every representative turned toward the massive holographic display as it flickered between frequencies, searching for a signal source. Then, clear as starlight, a voice emerged from the static. "Did someone just throw a funeral for us without sending an invitation?" The assembly erupted into chaos. Delegates scrambled from their seats, some reaching for emergency transmitters, others activating personal shields. The hegemony guards raised their plasma rifles, scanning for threats that weren't there. But Zekthara remained frozen at the podium, her crystalline structure darkening with what could only be described as dread. "Oh, I'm sorry," the human voice continued, dripping with sarcasm. "Were we supposed to stay dead? Because that's incredibly rude even by cosmic standards. Hi there, Galactic Assembly. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Expeditionary Force broadcasting from somewhere you really don't want to know about." The image resolved on the holographic display, showing a human female in a dark military uniform, sitting casually in what appeared to be a ship's command center. Behind her, other humans moved about their duties with practiced efficiency, as if the galaxy hadn't spent the last 50 cycles celebrating their extinction. "You see," Chen continued, leaning back in her chair, "we've been listening to your little broadcasts. 47 species all patting yourselves on the back for eliminating the human menace, redistributing our worlds, planning to strip mine our colonies." She smiled, but it wasn't a pleasant expression. "That hurt our feelings." Ambassador Zekthara finally found her voice. "Impossible. We surveyed every human world. Terra is dark. Your colonies show no activity. Your species is extinct." "Oh, Terra's fine," Chen replied. "We just learned to be quiet. You see, funny thing about humans, we're really good at learning from our mistakes. And our biggest mistake? Letting you know where we were." The display shifted, showing a tactical overview that made several delegates gasp. Hundreds of contacts appeared throughout the galaxy, human ships, stations, and settlements in systems the Assembly had never even surveyed. "While you were busy patting yourselves on the back," Chen explained, "we were busy expanding. Not just outward, deeper, into dark systems, rogue planets, the spaces between spaces. We learned to mask our signatures, to hide in plain sight. We became ghosts. But why?" The question came from the ethereal collective's representative, whose gaseous form shimmered with confusion. "Why hide? Why allow us to believe you were gone?" Chen's expression softened slightly. "Because we learned something important during our exile. The galaxy is big enough for all of us if we're smart about it. But first we had to know who our real enemies were." She stood, and the camera pulled back to show the bridge around her. Human officers worked alongside alien crew members, species the Assembly didn't recognize, beings from the Outer Rim and beyond. "See, while you 47 were celebrating our extinction, we made friends. Real friends. Species you've never even heard of. Civilizations you've ignored because they weren't part of your little club. And we've been comparing notes." The tactical display updated again, showing assembly fleets surrounded by unknown contacts. The hegemony's been mining worlds with sentient crystal formations. That's genocide, by the way. The Valdorians have been experimenting on primitive species in Sector 7. And don't get me started on what the peaceful, ethereal collective has been doing to developing cultures in the Rim worlds. Chaos erupted again as accusations flew between delegates. But Chen's voice cut through the noise. "Here's what's going to happen," she announced. "You're going to return the worlds you stole from extinct species, not just humans, but all of them. You're going to stop your little empire games, and you're going to make room at that table because the galaxy just got a lot more crowded." "And if we refuse?" Sekathara's voice cracked with barely contained rage. Chen smiled that dangerous smile again. "Then you'll discover why the rest of the galaxy was so happy to hear we were extinct. Spoiler alert, it wasn't because we were weak." The transmission began to fade, but Chen's final words came through crystal clear. "Oh, and Ambassador Zekthara? Next time you want to declare someone extinct, maybe make sure they're actually dead first. Rookie mistake." The display went dark, leaving the assembly in stunned silence. In the aftermath, historians would mark this moment as the beginning of the Second Galactic Age, the era when humanity taught the galaxy that extinction was just another word for evolution. And in the depths of space, Captain Sarah Chen turned to her first officer and grinned. "Think they got the message?" "Loud and clear, Captain. Should we head home?" "Home?" Chen looked out at the stars, where human ships moved like shadows between the light. "We are home. The whole galaxy is home now. The age of hiding was over. The age of humanity had just begun."